Nikes on the feet, you in the line to get some retros. The kick game crazy, mind hazy while burning petrol. I'm the don of this. Niggas want features, I don't respond to shit. I'm on another level, you peons beyond that garbage trip. I'm marvelous, I'm spitting shit that's way harder than marvelous. My closet filled to the point that you think I had a sponsorship. Astonishing, they stopping and watching me when I'm walking in. I'm smoking, packed and smacking like Will Smith in the audience. These niggas fraudulent, I'm slaughtering, moving fluid like water with the bars I spit. It's awesome, I'm flawless. He kicks shit with no choruses, notorious for crushing the mic. No hesitation, make you levitate, so talk to me nice. You think you fucking with the kid, you rolling dice with your life. I'm nice with it, hit the spliff and ash the shit on your Nikes. I'm trife living, hitting these niggas with shit they couldn't comprehend. Cause I've been killing tracks since when Gucci dropped my kitchen.
I'm a boss. I'm not with that. It's never nothing no more. Like, I look like a boss, I feel like a boss, I taste like a boss.
Shout out IntheScene. Look, I spent 10,000 hours on this shit before I mastered it. These niggas spit for years and can't touch me, that shit's embarrassing. From the rich up to Maryland, my name been ringing bells, but that's local. That ain't what you depend on to make them sales, I'm going global. They placements right here while I'm writing verses, till I'm riding VIP in the back of them caddy hearses. From the east coast to the west, underground to the surface, this smooth ship in the standard. I'm spitting verses in cursive, I've been killing shit. This run that I'm on, got me feeling villainous. Ask for a verse, I'll wash you on your own track for the thrill of it. I'm militant, smack a whack rapper cause I ain't feeling shit. Consider this a warning, you could do the due diligence.
Perfect.
Yes, sir. Like I said, shout out IntheScene, shout out the studios. Thanks y'all for having me. Outro. Yes, sir.
That was 1 Minute Warning by King Kaiju. We're just gonna keep it rolling with his next one, my personal favorite, Sunday Fun Day.
Thanks again for having me. This one's called Sunday Fun Day. Hey, look, hey, look, okay, look. Cruising around in my whip, bumping the Mafia 6, burning a spliff, trying to figure out what I'ma do in a minute, cause I smoked it all the way to a clip, and that's just how I live. Stone to the bone, I'm lit, cause I only smoke that medical shit. Ever since I was a kid, it was big smoke house with the bros, and you know that we burn a whole house smelling, cause we living in a dro cloud so loud. Neighbors asking, can they come blow down, slow down? Hope you know that if you come smoke, you better be ready to feel like you've been comatose now. Damn, you know this the way this shit go. Cop the fronto, so we roll. Backwards if they got no more with the stove, or pick up some cones, but either way, let's chill and get stoned. Hey. Look, hey. Okay, look. It's the everyday life that I'm living. Give me a parachute cause you know I stay lifted. Hitting up the plug cause my weed jar empty. So we slide through, see the problem, then we fix it. Damn, this should be the American dream. I'm falling asleep on the cloud of the green. The sativa's all you need, play this song every time you finna smoke. Just know, I do this for the whole damn team. We ain't buying shit if the bag don't scream. Rolling big blunts, putting hoes in my Supreme. All because I zoned out while I'm watching TV. But everything been good in the hood on me. So hit me on the text, come through with the tree. Smoke with me in the BSB. No, we don't supply, but it's everywhere we be. Find us in the cut with a blanket and steam. You know this the way this shit go. Cop the fronto, so we roll. Backwards if they got no more with the stove, or pick up some cones, but either way let's chill and get stoned. You know this the way this shit go. Cop the fronto, so we roll. Backwards if they got no more with the stove, or pick up some cones, but either way let's chill and get stoned.
That was King Kaiju with Sunday Fun Day. His next song is gonna be called Bubba Chuck.
Hey, 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 love. Hey. This one's called Bubba Chuck. Look. Okay. Look. Sitting sideways, sliding, gliding in the whip, riding high, eyes low, putting fire to the split. A nigga so high, feel like I'm in outer space, riding round, bending corners, trying hard not to scrape. I'm lighting up that cush in my spaceship, cruising through the city while you looking hella basic. Face it, I'm dressed to impress while you standing in the line. Got gold on my breath, cooling in my grape vibes. It's the light of a nigga from the south, spitting game to these motherfuckers constantly switching up their lanes. If you real, then you never got shit to explain. It's a cold world, especially when you been in the rain. I'm trying to get that spot with the drop top coupe in the parking lot, garage full of Hot Wheels, feeling like a Matchbox stash spot, hidden in the cut full of money. Got a nigga feeling like he hit the jackpot, cause bitch I'm trying to win. I gotta stack this money up, chillin' with my niggas, pouring liquor in my double cup. Once I get that check, I gotta flip it till it double up. Just know this ain't a game, I'm trying to ball like Bubba Chuck. Bitch, I'm trying to win. I gotta stack this money up, chillin' with my niggas, pouring liquor in my double cup. Once I get that check, I gotta flip it till it double up. Just know this ain't a game. Look. Said it's the dreadhead pushing on the clutch before he dip. Quick kick, switch gears, looking real slick. Bitches trying to take flicks while they on the mission for the paper. This a business. Is you with it? Be a witness. I'm riding around clean, shot day in the sound system, twist another split up in the whip and ride around with it smelling like a pound. You tell it I'm around way before you see me. I ain't even gotta make a sound. You feeling what I'm saying? Then you probably just like me. Shades on, J's on, feeling like Spike Lee. It's likely that I'm the one that you could call the smoking gun, the chosen one, basically the one that made you like trees. I'm hyphy, but born on the East Coast. All these niggas hype beasts, fighting over Preem Coast while I'm sitting back, lighting up something lethal. And if you wanna find me, you could just follow the weed smokers. Bitch, I'm trying to win. I gotta stack this money up, chillin' with my niggas, pouring liquor in my double cup. Once I get that check, I gotta flip it till it double up. Just know this ain't a game, I'm trying to ball like Bubba Chuck. Bitch, I'm trying to win. I gotta stack this money up, chillin' with my niggas, pouring liquor in my double cup. Once I get that check, I gotta flip it till it double up. Just know this ain't a game, I'm trying to ball like Bubba Chuck. Yeah.
Something that I really like to do is help out local musicians in the Richmond and beyond area. Something from day one, it was just part of the ethics of the shop was that, you know, if an out-of-town band comes to you and says that they have a record, we carry it.
Welcome to IntheScene, live here at the studios in beautiful 757. We got a extra special guest all the way from Richmond, Virginia. We got King Kaiju in the house. Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate you coming. So I met you long time ago, kind of, you know, bumping heads at like punk, metal, hardcore shows way back in Virginia Beach area. But I'm just trying to, you know, figure out. We never really got to chop it up like that. Were you from here originally?
I'm from Newport News, actually.
Yeah? What was it like growing up in Newport News?
Honestly, I feel like it was kind of standard,
yeah?
For real. It's like a military town, just like kind of the rest of the area around here. All there was to do was skate, ride bikes, go to the beach. That was about it.
So, how long ago did you move to Richmond?
I moved to Richmond 4 years ago, 2019. I got like a half a year of experience in that area until COVID hit.
And now, so you feeling like you're getting a redo now in Richmond? What's kind of like some differences you felt living here versus living there?
I mean, it's not too different. Like the culture is a little bit different because it's not the same. There's no beach. Yeah. Like
city life.
You all go to the river, which is fun, but like
the dirty.
It is kind of gross sometimes. But there's like everybody has their own little spot that they go to. That's real cool. I've been out to Texas Beach a few times. Yeah. So growing up, you know, what kind of music were you listening to? Were you getting exposed to different things like at a young age? No, actually, at a young age, I was only allowed to listen to gospel and jazz.
Really?
Which is wild now, but
how'd you feel about it when you were younger? Did you love it, or were you like, damn, I wish I could be listening to something else?
I mean, it was all I knew, so like,
Yeah.
you can't miss something you never had. But like, honestly, I'm kind of thankful for it.
Yeah.
Because I, paid attention to the music more, and like, I remember when I first like listened to the radio on my own, like I heard so many songs I'd never heard before, and then like I immediately went in the heavy direction.
Really?
Like as soon as I was able to like listen to what I wanted to, I was super big into suicidal tendencies.
Really?
It was super weird.
So what were some of the first like heavier bands you started listening to?
Definitely suicidal tendencies, System of a Down.
Yes.
Slipknot. I was big into them for a while. I mean, you never aren't big into Slipknot.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
So
were you, was it strictly like heavier stuff, or were you, how long ago, do you still like kind of mingle in both worlds, or, since you're doing your music now, are you, were you still like dabbling in different types of genres?
Oh yeah, I love all kinds of music. I still listen to like, a select few rap artists.
Mm-hmm.
I like Currency and Larry June, like the whole Griselda crew.
Absolutely. I saw Benny the Butcher the other night at the New Nord, man. That was a crazy show. What were like some of your, and as far as like on the hip hop side, like some of your major influences growing up that when you really like thought that you could, I could do this music stuff. I want to start writing lyrics and stuff. Like who were some people you kind of looked up to?
All jokes aside, Will Smith.
Really? Why? Why Will Smith with everybody?
So like, there's this album Big Willie Style, and like, he kind of went off.
Yeah.
Like,
have I been sleeping on Will Smith? I think so.
Like, all right. So look, here's the thing though. That's the only one, in my opinion. Like he had other albums, but Big Willie Style had Miami. Getting Jiggy with It, like all of the hits were on that, and then he had some deep cuts.
How old were you when you first heard that?
I want to say maybe like 7 or 8.
That was game changer. Your dad was smacking that thing.
That and Jimi Hendrix.
I love Jimi Hendrix, man. That's a cool. I feel like my musical taste came from I grew up with an older sister, man. So I was hearing all the pop bullshit on the radio, right? And then when I was younger, just like you, when you finally break out of your shell, and like my thing was LimeWire, and back when like AOL was a thing and all that, so I would look up music from there and it would just download whole albums, and I felt like with my little iPod Nano, like I was the man, like I had the library of the hidden stuff, so I started going towards heavier music in that way. But was there anybody like when you're younger who, I know you said your dad like influenced your taste, but as you were getting older, and was anybody like putting you on to different stuff, or would you really find stuff out on your own?
It was mostly finding stuff out on my own. I remember back in like the later years when I was in school, like sophomore year in high school, I started getting into like indie music,
really,
which was cool. I was big into like Arctic Monkeys, Tegan and Sarah.
I don't mean to laugh. This is like it's cool that you're, I think anybody who hates on other different genres of music, I only listen to metal or rock and roll, or like expand your horizons, because it's really just like music can feel different for different, like one thing for me is like the nostalgia of it. That's why I collect like vinyl and stuff like that, because you put a record on and like now when you hear Will Smith, those songs come on, you probably think of that when you're 7, 8 years old, what life was like back then, man. So, what else? So, how long have you been making music now?
I've been making rap music for, I think, almost 7 years now.
Wow.
I was on like drumline in high school and all that. So like I've been playing music. Like I used to play piano and all that. I took my time trying to learn some guitar, but like being on a skateboard and bike, I've broken so many of my fingers.
Is that where that's from?
Worked that way. No, this was actually from going to a Ulamog show.
Shout out Ulamog. Hey, what happened there? What happened?
Killed it.
What happened? Was that the bike shop?
Yeah, it was at the bike shop.
What the hell did you do?
I was moshing.
Yeah,
and,
something I got.
Yeah, you got to pay to play sometimes.
Yeah. I got caught when Killing Place came down here and played Tap House. I got bodied. It's the first time I got bodied in a half minute. The first episode, when we did with Ulamog, actually, I had a black eye. And I was like, man, I ain't getting any younger, man. I can't be getting bodied. It's been a long time because honestly, like, in the picture, you're a little bit more hyper aware of everything. And I haven't got in a while. Yeah. But, we still do it and we still love it.
You gotta pay to play, man. And this is my first injury from like being in a mosh pit. So,
did you break it?
It was coming.
Did you break it? Like, what's wrong?
Almost broke it.
Oh my God.
Doctor said I got strong bones.
Dang it, man. What's the secret?
I don't know. I don't drink milk. Milk is gross.
Oat milk, team oat milk. So, when you live in here, what kind of shows and stuff were you going to?
Mainly hardcore shows. I formed a lot of relationships with people in the bands around here just because it's really a supportive scene. Like if you go to a show, it doesn't matter what genre. If you go to a show, you're gonna see somebody that you have seen at another show or that you will see.
I go to shows solo all the time because I'm like, I know I'm gonna know somebody. I'm not gonna be awkward and not know anybody. Like it's really grown up to be a chosen family,
Yeah, for sure.
That's how we met. If we wouldn't have gone to hardcore shows, maybe our paths will never crossed. And now look at us, man. Like, damn, isn't it kind of crazy how things come along? So how do you approach your songwriting processes? Like, do you sit and write lyrics? Do you make beats, or you got producers that help you out?
I don't make beats. I've tried it. It's not my thing.
Yeah. Because I love the beats on your songs, man. So shout out to whoever's putting this dude on.
I got a couple homies. Perry Sip, he produced one of the songs on my last EP. Trash Cat, I'm working on some music with him. I got some other homies too. AOC, he also did a song on my last EP. But usually, I just hear the beat first. Like, I'll go through a beat library and I'll have so many beats that are crazy quality, but if I don't feel it, it's not for me. So, I mean.
Now, do you more so, as far as because I really like your lyrics, do you more so have an idea in mind, or it's like you said, when you feel it, it just comes and it just flows?
It just comes out. I'll hear a beat and I'll just start rapping. I'll listen to it a couple times and then I'll start freestyling, and then I'll have a line or a bar that I really liked, and then that's how I started.
Yeah.
And if I do put a hook in it, which is pretty rare, that comes last.
Straight bars, no hook.
I like it. That's just the way.
So
the way it works for me.
How your first piece of music you ever put out? What was it called?
First piece of music that I put out, that's different than the first piece of music I made, for sure. And I'm glad nobody can hear that.
I'm more interested, what it was like getting in there for the first time, actually, what your mindset was coming into it, and realizing, I'm ready to actually step up and put something out, to where I'm not going to just do this as, it's, not necessarily a hobby, but, I want to get a little serious and actually.
Right. So I had moved to South Carolina for a little bit, and I moved back, and I had a whole different group of friends, and I met this dude who was rapping at this store that was kind of like a community hangout too, and that turned into this group that I used to be in called Cross Joint, and nobody really knew that I could rap, and then we were talking, hanging out, and we just started freestyling back and forth.
I still have a Cross Joint CD mixtape that Cody gave me.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I still got it.
Long ago. Appreciate
Hand
that.
those out as shakas, just randomly. But this before I probably even met you, I think Cody just passed along. That's how I found out you and John and all them.
Yeah. It was,
the Newport News Cats.
It was a weird time, but we were having fun with it. And, at a certain point, when you have fun and people start recognizing it.
And that's where it all starts, man. It's just about having fun and not, making something that you want to listen to and that you would want other people to listen to, but not so, so damn serious, If you're trying too damn hard, a lot of times it might not, come to when it just, randomly comes to you, know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people have ego. There's no need for that. Just have fun. a lot of people, you can tell when they're having fun, because that's the stuff that they put out that you relate to the most. Just have fun with it.
Yeah, speaking of like relating to stuff, where do you find most of your inspiration for like when you write lyrics and stuff? Is it, like, do you try to, whatever just comes to your mind, so you like kind of just start freestyling a little bit, or like do you try to tell stories, or is there, how do you go into the writing process?
It's really just life, just the thoughts of what I'm feeling in that moment. I could be having a really good day and hear a beat and just start rapping about like how good I feel, what I've been doing, and the same thing, like a not so good day.
What you're going through.
Things that are just up here in your brain, just like things that you might not necessarily want to talk to someone about, but you still got to let it out. Yeah,
and that's the best outlet to do it, is through your art. You put out, you got a new release that came out not too long ago.
Yeah,
how was thought process going into that? Did you have any like goals in mind, what you wanted to sound or what you want to put out, or was it more so just all came together?
It honestly just all came together. I had a period of time where it was kind of difficult for me to write, and I don't like cold weather.
Really?
I'm built for summertime.
Yep.
So, like that.
So you get writer's block sometimes.
Yeah.
Most artists do. How do you, I've always wondered about that, because, sometimes ideas just come out of nowhere, and it just, like, where I'm not even doing anything, and I just thought about this. But then when you try to sit down and actually write something, you just can't pull it out. I think it all comes from the feeling. Like, it's got to be some sort of, like, energy out there that it's floating around, and you just harness it at some point,
It comes around, you gotta ride that wave.
You gotta be like, pause everything. I need this, But I really like it. I really like the beats. Like, so when you're looking for a particular style of like beat or anything like that, are there any like major influences from when you were younger as far as like listening to gospel and jazz?
Like, maybe more so the jazz part.
Yeah, that's what I was definitely feeling.
Because I like a lot of New York hip hop, and a lot of that's super jazz influence. Shout out to my homie Hearn Bean too, because he's another amazing producer, and he can mix the jazz with like the New York style.
I love shit like that, man.
So good.
So how do you approach like versus live shows? What's the scene like up in Richmond as far as hip hop shows? And
the scene's cool. It's another like tight knit community, but it's like a community. It's like a neighborhood, and like each house is like a different type or like feel of the genre, and that's for like every genre. But it's a tight-knit community for sure. Everybody puts on and shows love as long as you do the same.
Yeah.
You just got to come correct.
It's all about support, man. We talk about that almost every episode. Is that, whether someone has been around in the scene for 10, 20 years, gatekeeping, or it's some young 16-year-old kid who's just come out for the first time. You got to, let people in and look out for each other, or else, because there's no... the money's just not piling in and all this stuff. This is DIY. We're doing this because we love it and we want it to prosper. So definitely shout out to everybody who puts in that work, supporting any type of music. You go to a lot of shows up in Richmond?
Not recently, just because it's been starting to warm up. Like I said, when it's cold, I'm a homebody.
Yeah.
But I plan on going to a lot of shows very soon, because the Richmond scene is also very DIY. Like, some of the most fun I've had at shows is like shows in an alleyway.
Yeah, that sounds
full
sick.
PA system and everything. Just
that sounds sick. I love outside shows. Outside shows are the best, man.
So yeah, I mean it's cool. There's a lot of new house venues opening up. We're losing some venues, still gaining some. It's sometimes people play at the river. So you never know what's going to happen.
Under a bridge somewhere in Richmond, in a gravel field somewhere.
Yeah.
So what you got? You know, you got anything in the works? You got anything planned for this year? Like, what are you looking to do, man?
I do.
Just put out there in the universe.
I'm working on some stuff right now. I got a couple songs in my pocket that you know a couple people have heard, but I haven't really put out there.
I hope I get to hear it when this is over.
I got you.
Okay. Yeah. Sneak peek.
I got some different stuff. I just finished a song that kind of brings it back to when I was in Cross Joint, like kind of the same vibes. I'm better as an artist now. So
back better than you ever been, man. What do you attribute that to? You know, how do you feel like you've evolved over the last few years as far as, you know, putting more and more effort into your craft?
Honestly, practice and being humbled. Because a lot of people
talk about that, man. That's a big thing, is to be humble and getting humbled, because a lot of people need some humble pie. You know, what were some moments that, you know, if you want to get a little vulnerable, that humbled you?
So I was, when I moved up to Richmond, I was doing these like open ciphers. And there's some people out here, they can rap
just
their
put the hammer
ass
down
off, but they don't promote or like.
So open cipher is like a group of people just get together and
hit
the cipher, or?
It changed up because of COVID, but it was basically like an online sign up with like a roster. It's almost like sports. Well, I think rap is a sport, but like they have it structured that way at this event. And you all do your own verse to a selected beat for everyone to do it to.
So everybody does the same beat?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then, you know, you go through the ranks and all. And at the top of the, what's the word I'm looking for? And they have like the chart. But like, yeah, once it gets down to the last two people, at least at the time they were doing it, they had like an a cappella like battle, and it gets real heated. And,
a battle, you know, so you're rapping about each other.
Yeah, like I got humbled. I didn't make it that far. I did it a couple times. It was fun. It was.
So who's the judge? Like, this is a couple judges there, and
or
it's like an audience.
Prizes, like you get like.
So that probably lit a fire under your ass, didn't it?
It did. It also made me realize that maybe I wasn't as good as I thought I was, and you know, goals are always something good to have.
Yeah.
And I definitely wouldn't be where I am now.
You got to work towards
experience.
Yep. And seriously, that's the stuff that makes you strong and makes you, you know, kind of grow as a person. You watch the IntheScene live here at the studios. We're here with King Kaiju. He's going to wrap the show up with his last song, Boldy.
All right. This one's called Boldy. Look. Remember walking through the neighborhood with my niggas just smoking blunts and thinking about how we could get the results that we got at once. All about how bad you want it, and if you down for the run, this race ain't for the faint of heart. I mean, it ain't for everyone. Had to pack and stash it in back of that Volvo wagon trunk. Was whipping that shit fast, getting cash for all the studio runs. Knew I wanted it, knew I had some shit, had to get done, and now I see that it resulted with an incredible run. Made some plays out in my city, played some shows and dropped some records, but some niggas was stressed and confused, success with lack of effort. Just because you got it don't mean you keep it, protect your neck. Jealousy can make some niggas act different, and disrespect you get a check. Count up your blessings, cause this shit might just check you. Step and get left when it's your time, cause I know this life can test you serious. These Eddie Murphy niggas delirious, thinking they can touch my pen, but all my peers been inferior. Driving around my city shifting in that pristine interior. Give a fuck about a OZ, pound for pound I'm superior. It's a rat race, and luckily I got out the trap, focus my money and my mindset. Now I'm selling these raps, a new era, but you know I'm never rapping no cap. The crown I found is home with Kaiju, and it's not going back.
You, George Foreman, all you chumps are gonna bow when
Appreciate the studios and IntheScene for having me on the show.
I'm gonna show you how
Much love to y'all.
This was IntheScene live here at the studios in the 757. Appreciate King Kaiju coming out all the way from Richmond. He's got new shirts by 7 City Merch, so make sure you pick those up and go see all his shows, man. It was really good seeing him. Thanks for watching.
Appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir.
Nice with it, hit the spliff and that's the shit on your Nikes. I'm trife living, hitting these niggas with shit they couldn't comprehend. Cause I've been killing tracks since when Gucci dropped my kitchen.